Hi students, welcome to music. I hope you guys are doing well. And today we're going to learn to identify music note names and values. And we're going to start with the treble clef, which is a commonly used clef in music. You've probably seen this clef before, but there are many different kinds of clefs, so it's important that we identify them when we start to read music. This is the treble clef. So all clefs are presented on staves. These are staff lines right here. All of these are staves or staff. If it's singular, it's staff. Plural is staves. All right. And staves have 5 lines. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. And notes go on the lines or the spaces, but they can also go above or below using ledger lines. So ledger lines are just lines that kind of extend the staff. So this is C. I had to use a ledger line to show that it was that note. And this is A. And I also had to use a ledger line. Okay. Now this is a treble clef. When this symbol is used, it is recognized as a treble clef. We see it, and then we know how to identify the notes from there. It is also called a G clef because this swirly line right here revolves around this line, which is G. Okay? And here's a diagram of notes in the spaces. Well, spaces over here and lines over here. And you can see that the lines are E, G, B, D, F, and the spaces are F, A, C, E. And of course, like I said before, G is right here on this line that is around that little swirly. So the first 7 letters of the alphabet are used to name the notes of the staff. So they go from A to G in order, and after G, the notes are used again, starting back at the letter A, which represents an octave. So this is A, and this is A, and they are the same notes, but in different octaves. So I'm going to play 2 notes on the piano, and you listen because they actually sound pretty similar. One is just higher. This is A. Oops, I played 2 notes. Oops. This is A. And this is also A. I'm going to play them together now. So those are the same notes, but in different octaves. So that is why there are multiple of the same note. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and back to A. So now I want to practice. So here we have a treble clef. And after a treble clef, or any clef. It could be a bass clef, it could be an alto clef, or a number of other clefs. There will be also a key. So when there is no sharps or flats, that means it is in the key of C major or A minor. Both of those keys have no sharps or flats, and that's what they look like. And then after the key, so we know it's in C major in this case, because I told you, there is a time signature, which is right here. And this is in 4/4, which means 4 beats per measure of quarter beats, okay? And we have half notes, but we'll go over that in a different lesson. Right now, I just want to identify the note names. Okay, so take a second and think of the note names for each of these. All right, now I'm going to write them in, and I'm going to choose purple. So the second space, this first one is in the second space of the treble clef, and that is A. Okay, the second one is in the third space of the treble clef, and think in your head what it is. It is C. And now the fourth space of the treble clef, think in your head what it is E. Now we have a line. Okay, it is on the fourth line of the treble clef. So we have A here. If you wanted to, you could count up A, B, C, D, E, and it was here on D. So we have D, E, then F, and then below A, right here, is G. Now we can go backwards also in our alphabet, and we know this is G. So before that is F, and then before that is E. So let's count again. There is one note between E and this other note, and it's right here with no line. So this is E. If we count back, the next one would be D, and then the next one would be C. Okay? So really, it just goes by that alphabet. If you can identify where any note is, you can either count up or back down the alphabet to get the right note. Okay, so I have another practice. Let's try this one. Thinking first what the answers are, and you can take out a scrap piece of paper if you would like. To write the notes down and check them while I also write them down. So take out a paper and write the notes, and then I will also write them down and you can check while we go. Okay, so the first space is F, then the next letter above F is G, and then we have the second space, which is right above G, and it goes back to A. And then the next letter, because it's just one step up, is B. Then we're going back down to the first space, and we can see that that is F. And then going back up to the third line, and that is B. The third space, which is right one space above B, so it has to be C. And then the next one is the letter above C, after C, so it is D. Okay, and our last practice is right here. So we have some higher on the staff and one that is even above the staff. So all you have to do is say that alphabet, just those first 7 letters, to get that next note that is only one step above. So take a moment to write these down. This is good practice for your assessment later on in the week, so please practice. Okay, and if you need more time, just pause it right now, and I'm going to go ahead and write all the correct answers. This first one is E, and then F, and then G. Third space is C. Second space is A. Third line is B. Fourth line is D. And third space is C. Okay, if you need more practice, go to the PDF and you can practice there with notes for the treble clef, okay? I will also post an answer sheet tomorrow with the correct answers, and that is just practice. You don't have to do it, but on Wednesday we will have a graded assignment for reading notes on the treble clef. All right.